Welcome to another episode of the Focus and Bloom podcast. On today's episode, I will be sharing a previously recorded Instagram live where I talked about Instagram's latest updates concerning its direction with video. I'll also share some tips on how you can start your own video marketing strategy. I'll share my workflow and I'll answer some really juicy questions concerning whether or not you should start offering video as part of your services if you're a photographer. If you're not a photographer, should you start using videos now? Well, stick around and find out. This episode is brought to you by Video Marketing for Creators, my very own course where I show you how to put together a plan and a strategy that will help you share your message and give you the confidence you need to show up on video and press record. Visit focusandbloomstudios.com, learn video to get started. That's focusandbloomstudios.com/learn video. Hola creators, I'm Yesenia Bocaneira, founder of Focus and Bloom Studios. I'm a photographer turned marketing strategist who took a leap of faith, moved over 3,000 miles away from home with one camera and one heavy suitcase filled with dreams. If you're a creative soul and dream maker, this podcast is for you. Here I share actionable tips and tactics on marketing, business, and mindset to help you grow and up-level your business with purpose and lots of joy, one action item at a time. Get comfortable and let's get started. This is the Focus and Bloom podcast. Welcome everybody to this Instagram Live today, whether you're joining me right now live or if you're tuning in later on once I share this replay as part of the Focus and Bloom podcast. So I've also seen a lot of new faces on my Instagram account. So I just wanted to, before I dive in, I just wanted to say hello, welcome. My name is Yesenia. I'm a photographer and business strategist, and I help creative entrepreneurs and photographers grow and build their brand through strategic content creation, brand photography, and one-on-one coaching. So if you're new here, welcome, and I'm excited to have you join me on today's live. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about leveling up your brand with video on Instagram. Like I mentioned earlier, Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri recently announced that Instagram is no longer a photo sharing app and that it's moving towards a little bit of a different direction where it's focusing on video as one of their four key new features or key focus areas. So let's just, to address that, let's see. I want to chat with you about defining your brand. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Today, I'm going to talk about defining your brand, types of content that you can create. I'll be sharing some content strategy ideas. I'm also going to be talking about repurposing your content. Okay, so Instagram recently said that they're going to focus on four areas: creators, video, messaging, and shopping. Today, I'm going to focus on video because I feel like that's like the elephant in the room. And yeah, so if you're feeling, if you're, I don't know, let me know in the comments how you're feeling about video. If you're like embracing it, if you're like a little bit unsure, or if you're like, yeah, no, there's just one more thing. So the thing is that Instagram, this change of focusing on video isn't a new thing. There has not been an overnight change. If you've noticed, over the past couple of years, Instagram has incorporated a variety of video features into its platform. First, when it's first allowed for you to share a video on its feed, which is currently up to 60 seconds in the feed alone. Then later, with the addition to stories as a way to sort of compete with Snapchat. Then later, it added its version of long form video, which is IGTV, in a way to compete with YouTube. And then almost a year ago, it added Instagram Reels, which is a direct competition to what is TikTok. So this is not like out of the bloom overnight change. This has been something that has been happening pretty slowly over the past couple of years. So, the thing is, how are you going to, my question to you is, how are you going to embrace this new change? Are you up for it? Are you a little bit concerned about the direction? If you're a photographer, are you wondering if now you need to offer video as a service and like how you're going to promote your photography business. These are legit and valid questions, and I'll dive into that in a bit. So all is to say that, these are changes. Changes are good. And Instagram is a free app. And the cool thing about it is that it has all these really cool features that is really helping you, give you more tools for you to reach your target audience, to build your business and make an impact. After all, it takes a lot of time and effort to build your business. So if you get these really good and free tools that you can use to promote your business, why are you not taking advantage of that? So instead of like approaching it from this mindset of, oh, another thing that I need to do, approach it from an abundance mindset where you're like, okay, this is another tool that I get for free that really can help me make an impact and share my message with the world, because this is just not limited to one small area. You have the opportunity to impact many people. And last year we saw it with the start of the pandemic, and how video really played a huge role in being able to connect people from across the globe. And you saw how you probably have learned and or heard about the impact that video has had in businesses just in 2020 alone. Even before that, some just general stats on video, like there's an increased higher open rate when you have a video in your email marketing. If you have an email a video in your email marketing, sorry, if you have video on your website, it helps rank a little bit higher on Google SEO. And you just have such a better approach, such a greater opportunity to connect with people, because while you can create the most beautiful photos, you have the opportunity to get a feel for how the person is, because you're seeing them interact live. So that's sort of like where I'm approaching this is, embrace the opportunity, go in, but do it at your own pace. So don't feel pressured to do everything right away, because you're going to be overwhelmed like that. First of all, whenever you are thinking about creating a whenever you're thinking about creating a marketing strategy period, you want to know, you want to have your brand defined. So identify who your target audience is, and you want to define your core values. If you're a wedding photographer, who's your audience? Are you leaning towards couples who want these beautiful, detailed, and decorated larger weddings, or do you want, or is your target audience more towards the couples who prefer intimate elopements, adventure elopements, that sort of thing? So you want to identify that and know what your core values are, know what your mission is with your company, your business, so that that will then give you the base structure for you to start planning anything else in your business, because that's sort of like that what will help you feel grounded. All right. Um, Okie dokie. Okay, so yeah, define your brand. Make sure that you know what your message is, who you're speaking to. Otherwise, you won't have you won't be reaching the right people, and your messaging will be a little bit off, and you might not see the result that you're looking and hoping for. So the next thing is types of content. So as an umbrella, you have three general types of content. You have educational content, inspirational content, and entertaining content. So, speaking of entertainment, Instagram is one of the goals for Instagram is to like position itself as an entertainment and video app. So, more on that a little bit later, but just keep that in mind. So within educational, inspiration, and entertaining as a type of content, there's a myriad of opportunities of content that you can create based on your business, based on your goals, and your personality as well, because you are your own brand. Is your brand very like high end, elegant, or is it more on the corporate professional looking side, or is it just very casual, candid? All of that has a huge role, or plays a huge role in the type of content, the style, and the look of the content that you're going to create. Let me give you some content strategies, ideas. Feel free to take a screenshot, write down, because I'm going to share a couple. I'm going to share it right now. I have 10 for you that you can use for your marketing strategy. And this is not just for photographers. This is really, if you have a business, you can use this. Content strategy ideas. First of all, you have behind the scenes, you have testimonials, before and afters, share about you, or share in a day in the life. So behind the scenes, if you're a photographer and you're doing a shoot, prop your phone somewhere if you don't have an assistant or a second shooter, if you're at a wedding, and have them take a couple. If you don't have a second shooter, then just prop your phone somewhere and take a couple of videos while you're doing like a session, or while you're just photographing the details of the wedding. If you have an assistant or you have a second shooter, that's actually obviously a little bit easier, because you can just have them grab your phone and just grab a couple of clips, video clips, and that you can use later. Um, if you're not a photographer, you can still show behind the scenes of what it's like to work with you. So, if, for example, you are a product business, you make candles, for example, um, then share behind the scenes of the process of how you're making your candles. If you make makeup, I have a friend who makes makeup, beauty products, was stylist, Nancy. She's awesome. Her products are really great. I've been using them for about 2 years now. I don't think she was expecting this this shout out, but yeah, honestly, I totally recommend it. Um, so, show examples of how you're making your products. If you are, testimonials are very powerful. That adds to the like, the know, and the trust component of, that social proof. So have your clients share a testimonial video, or send you some quick notes, and you can make them into an animated post using Canva. So yeah, testimonials are crucial for your business because it adds to that social proof. Before and after, for sure. If you're a photographer, before and after, you can maybe show like make a glow up post where you are showing your work when you started versus your work now, or maybe like share a process of before and after when you're editing a particular image, when if you have your own presets, like before and after, how it's done, because we all know, photographers will know that photography process doesn't stop when you click that button. It goes on afterwards with the post production and everything, so that you can give it its own feel, your personal look and feel, that is that represents your style, your photography business. About you, I think that's very self-explanatory, but definitely you want to talk about who you are, who you serve, how you serve, and what would the next step be. This is something that you can have on your Instagram for sure as a story highlight. You can also have it on your website. We typically have an about section on your website. Then step it up a notch, add a short about me video in that section where clients can get a glimpse of what it's like to work with you. And it could be as simple as a talking head, like what I'm doing, simple background, talking straight to camera. You can step it up a notch by adding other clips of you working during the wedding, or doing a session, or anything like that, or working from home, because again, there's a lot of things that we do behind the scenes, and people like to see that. It gives you just a personal inside glimpse. A day in the life, for wedding photographers, a day in the life, share like a vlog style video that takes your audience on a day of a wedding, where you're talking about how you're getting ready for the gear, you're talking about um, getting ready for photographing bridal portraits, or the first look, or the reception, or the famous sparkle exit shot at the end of the day. These things are really have a lot of value, and it's more content. Remember, as photographers, we are content creators. So you want to make sure that you're maximizing what you're putting out there by just, using these quick short form of videos that you can grab with your phone, because remember, we have a video and a phone camera accessible pretty much, are at arm's length. So with your smartphone, so you don't have to you don't have to get a lot of equipment. You probably already have all that you need to get started. Um, Another set of ideas for you to create content is packaging client gifts. Share your top three posing prompts. Share sneak peeks, share the evolution of your business, and then even share like a photo session checklist. So um packing client gifts, that's really cool because there's bigger companies that they can send you a very basic standard package, and fine, you get your order and done. But when you add a little bit, you sprinkle a little bit of your personality, a personal note, how you pack everything. It really shows that you put a lot of care and dedication to each of the clients. So that adds a lot of value to the experience. So again, whether you are a photographer, you can show, if you're a photographer, you can show videos of packaging your clients' albums. You can show how you're inspecting albums, for example. If you're not a photographer and you have a product, same thing, how you're packaging your candles, how you're packaging your t-shirts, how you're packaging your tumblers. All of these things can be really fun to watch. Your top three posing prompts. That's really helpful, especially when you're doing when you're doing a session. Sometimes on a wedding day, you have a short time to do a couple of portraits, and just having these quick go-to posing prompts that you can share with people, that's really great. If you're a brand photographer, I've been talking about a lot of weddings. If you're a brand photographer, some quick three poses to look with authority and approachable for business. Those are really great. And just, quick, 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 done. Share sneak peeks. Again, if you just did a shoot, you can create a 15-second Instagram reel with a couple of photos sharing a sneak peek of that latest session. And evolution of your business, I sort of like mentioned this earlier, like a before and after. Again, show photos of where you were when you started, and then show photos of where you are currently, and then a photo session checklist, or a prep session, a prep checklist of sorts. What do you need when you are getting ready for your brand photo? So photographers, you can have your own photo session checklist, like your gear, the props that you need to bring, anything, but you can share that as well with your clients to help them prepare for their upcoming session. So, hey, this is a quick photo session checklist for your upcoming brand session, and then you can name a couple of things that you can have. They can bring. So these are just a couple of examples of ideas that you can create. These are just a couple of examples of content strategy ideas that you can start implementing right away for you to promote your business. There's many more for sure. We can like just make this all about brainstorming ideas, but that's not the whole point of it. The thing is, there are opportunities for you to continue creating impactful content. As you're thinking of ideas to promote your business and create new videos, whether it is Instagram Reels or any other type of video, you want to also think of how you can increase your reach. So, a couple of just quick tips: make sure you're using specific hashtags. Um, Recently, there was usually before it would be like 30 hashtags that you needed to use. Now it's a little different. Now they're like being condensed to between 8 to 15 or so. So even more focus. So if your video is about behind the scenes of a food photography session, in your hashtags, don't put hashtag, something that is not related to food photography, or the whatever it is that you're watching there. You want to be very intentional in your hashtag use. Don't just use a hashtag for the sake of using it. You also want to make sure that when you're using hashtag, you're keeping them you're using hashtags that have a variety of usage. So don't just use hashtags that have over a million of uses. You want to make sure that you're balancing it from, like, a couple of thousand to 15, 100,000, and then beyond that, so that you're still showing up in feeds where you have a variety of audience that are following that particular hashtag. Whatever you're creating on Instagram, share it on stories. Think about Instagram as a funnel as well. You're going to be able to share stories, and that will draw people into your feed, and vice versa. So share stories, not just what you're. Don't just only share what you're posting on your feed to your stories, but show up on stories. And it is very easy because you don't need a lot of stuff to show up on stories. All you need is your phone. So show up on stories, and that is going to help you put a face to the name, get more comfortable in front of the camera, because it is a candid type of approach. So you want to, that's a really great opportunity for you to start creating videos and showing up on camera. You can also, use trending music, and because that's also going to help you, help improve that reach that you're getting because of these trending music audios. Check your insights. Let me say that again. Check your insights. Y- you Marketing is really a whole bunch of it's a lot of trial and error. Test and check your insights. Check which posts are doing better than the others. Check if you're doing 3 reels in a week, let's say, one has just your audio, one has a regular song, and one has a trending music. See which one had a better impact, whether that is you got more views, whether it is you have more audience, whether you have more engagement or saves. Just think about that, and then use that as a guide for you to continue to create more content. And this way, you know that whatever effort you're doing in your video content creation process is very intentional, and it's going to give you better results. And along that same line, test various styles of video. Again, go back to your insights, check what works, and test different styles. Some will work better than others, but it's all about testing out what works best and what resonates most with your audience. And another thing, it's important to when another thing when it comes to Instagram and posting, don't just post and done and ghost. You want to post it, but you want to engage. So try engaging a couple of minutes before your post is going out, and a couple of minutes afterwards. Something that I like to do is I do that, I engage, but then I'll leave a thoughtful comment, which is very important. And then if I get a reply, I'll go ahead and like their post, because that will send users a notification that you've liked their post, and then that will prompt them the intrigue of going and seeing what was your latest post and what you've been doing. So that's just like a quick tip on ways in which you can maximize your reach. By now, you've heard that video is a key tool to help connect, grow, and scale your business. If you're unsure of where to start, you'll want to check out Video Marketing for Creators. In this course, you'll learn the technical side of how to produce professional looking videos with minimal gear, while learning how to put together a plan and a strategy that will help you share your message and give you the confidence you need to show up on video and press record. Visit focusandbloomstudios.com/learnvideo to get started. That's focusandbloomstudios.com/learnvideo. Now let's get back to the show. Let's talk about repurposing content, because I'm all about maximizing your reach, maximizing your work. A lot of us, when we start with as a one woman, one man team. And that is perfectly fine. But what does that mean? That means that we are wearing multiple hats. We're doing bookkeeping, we're doing marketing, we're doing research, we're doing sales, we're doing photography, we're doing the business and all that fun stuff. But the thing is, You want to make sure that as you're planning content, you want to find ways in which you can repurpose it so that you can maximize the reach. Because of how the algorithm works in each of the different platforms that are available, not all of your audience is going to see your content. So I repeat, based on the algorithm of each of the different platforms, not all of your audience is going to watch your content. So that means that if you created an IGTV video, actually, I'm going to use this example, this live. This is a live, and we've been chatting for about 30 minutes now. So this is a long form video. I am going to repurpose it into my video podcast. So that's multiplying, that's um, extending the way that the use that I have for this particular piece of content, which is a live where I'm talking about educational content concerning video. You can turn videos into blog posts. You can turn blog posts into videos. You can turn long, short, or you can turn, oh my goodness, I can't speak right now. You can turn long form video into short form video. So, again, using the example of a live, you go live, you could leave it on the IGTV as a long form video. You can then take 30 seconds of that same IGTV video and create a reel of that. Then you can share that to your Instagram feed, or you can just go on Instagram, say, hey, I just posted an IGTV video, a new video on XYZ thing, check it out. So you have a short form content Instagram story that leads to your long content or you have a short form content that is you sharing a story of your latest reel or your latest IGTV that points to your longer content. And that longer content can then have a call to action that points to your website. Maybe you're launching a new course this fall. Maybe you're rebranding yourself. Maybe you have more information concerning a particular topic and you're leading them to your website. So think about how you're going to interconnect every single thing that you're putting out there, and so that you can maximize your reach and you can maximize your effort, not have to work so much. I said it earlier, but I'm going to repeat it. Using videos on emails is very, very powerful because it has the opportunity to increase the open rate, and that's great. Video podcasts. Podcast, I know in nature is a audio format, but really video podcast gives you even another piece of content, the visual side of it. You can create a video podcast, share the video format on YouTube, which, by the way, the Focus and Bloom podcast is available on YouTube as a video podcast. And you can then get that audio and then share it as the audio format of that podcast and put it on your favorite podcast platform. Now that I just talked about repurposing, let me just share with you my workflow. This is a quick video workflow that I use to create Instagram Reels specifically. But really, this translates to any type of video format that you're creating. So, first of all, you want to brainstorm some ideas so that you can have a clue of what you're doing and not just like press record and like, oh, what am I doing? So, you want to brainstorm ideas. Then you want to outline the key points to that video. When you're doing this outline, you want to think of three things. You want to think of the hook, which is that which will grab people's attention. Then you're going to think of like the main thing, the meat portion or the tofu portion if you're plant-based. And then the call to action. What do you want your viewers to do next? Is it watch another video? Is it subscribe? Is it purchase a new course? Is it join a wait list? Whatever it is. Those three things. Look for trending music as ideas. You're thinking for concepts, look for trending music to see what other things are being done, and then that can give you ideas of content to create. Gather any outfits or props that you might need to get that point across. And then block 1 hour of your week or just whatever amount of time you have realistically to record and to batch record your videos. Batch recording is really powerful because your energy and your intention and your focus is like really into that action that you're doing. So it's easier so that you can for because you're focused on that one thing that you're doing, you're not distracted by other things, and your energy is all in that particular moment. So as much as you can, try to batch record your videos so that you're done with them. The more you can do it, the best. Find a flow that works good for your time. So be realistic with your time, whether it is you have a second job and you have only a handful of hours or maybe like 1 hour a week to do your business, then think about your schedule and then try to maximize, grab a moment of that week and maximize it so that you can add video creation into that portion. You want to also schedule and share your posts. So if you have a scheduling app, I use Later. I love it. It gives me Later gives me really great insights, like Later analytics, on how each post is performing. So it's going to be very helpful if you have any sort of scheduling application. And then obviously share it, schedule and share your content. Then think about how that content that you're creating is going to be repurposed, whether it is repurposed into a blog post, a longer video, or a shorter video. And you can even think of creating short series. You can do this with longer form videos, or you can do this with Instagram Reels. Like, you can create a series of workflow, video workflow. And in part one, this is what you do next. Part two, this is what you do, following. All right. So let me do a quick recap. So we talked about defining your brand. We talked about different types of content that you can create. We talked about content strategy ideas, and then we talked about repurposing content. Hopefully that has given you some good tips and some ideas to help you start brainstorming your video marketing strategy and let's just say your marketing strategy, period. Now, a couple of questions that I've heard and that I've received concerning this Instagram's new latest announcement on we're now no longer a photo sharing app. So Instagram is no longer that square photo sharing app. So one is, how often should I post videos? And that is a really great question. As often as you can. Whatever that is, you want to make sure that you are consistent. So whether it is 3 times a week, once a week, every day, you want to be consistent because that sets an expectation to your audience and they know that they are going to expect another piece of content coming their way by you tomorrow or in next week or something like that. So be realistic with your time. And if you would love to post, let's say 5 times a week, great, but you can't really right now. So start with 2, let's say 2 times a week. And then if you have another piece of content, add it as a bonus content. But then on the user's side of things, it shows like you're providing an additional type of content, additional help, additional information. So now they can expect that's like a sprinkle of extra things. So post as often as your time allows you and be realistic with that. Do I need to show my face on Reels or do I need to dance and point and whatnot? I mean, you don't have to. Again, you don't have to use Instagram. You don't have to do video. This tool is free and available for you to use. The thing is, you want to maximize the resources that you have and putting a face to the name, putting your face, showing your face on the video, on your videos is going to create more connections or a better impact than if you didn't. That doesn't mean that you cannot use or create other videos where your face isn't in it. For example, you can create a reel where you're sharing your photo work. Be present. Show up as often as you can, but showing up as you authentically. And if you feel uncomfortable showing up on camera, it's just a matter. I totally get it. It's just a matter of practice. Start creating. You can create videos and send them to your family and friends privately, and they can give you feedback. You can create stories if you feel ready to do so. Go ahead and show up on stories. They're very casual. They're short. So build that confidence up. And this is a biggie one. As of specifically for photographers, should I offer video services? It's a really great and valid question. I'm not going to say yes or no because you know what you're passionate about. You know if you feel confident about certain things in your business or no, don't feel that confident. Maybe right now you sort of would like to offer video but are not quite sure. Fine. First start with you feeling comfortable with your own strategy, testing out things, seeing what works, what doesn't. And then as you continue doing that, then you can see if video production is something that you want to add. And that doesn't mean that it has to be you who does the videos. You could always outsource. A lot of photographers they outsource. A lot of wedding photographers they outsource the video portion of their packages because they know that a lot of couples want to have a video of their day. I mean, it's a wedding day, it's their big day. They've been planning this for quite some time. And if they were thinking of getting married in 2020 and had to reschedule, they really they've been planning this for quite some time and they really want to get um the best of possible memories of their biggest day. So think about that. So it's not a yes or no question. It's really what works best for you, what you feel passionate about. In my case, I have offered video services, but I don't advertise them because my passion does rely on is photography. But I do feel passionate about teaching and about showing other people how they can incorporate videos and how they can build their brand, how they can feel confident whenever they're pricing their services and whenever they're launching something new. That really that fills me up. That's like it excites me, it makes me happy. And whenever I get a client, like the other day I had a session, a one-on-one session, and he told me late that the next day he booked another session. It's like, ah, yes, I was excited. So find what drives you. And if you feel that offering video is not for you, fine. You don't have to. Just try to incorporate it in your own marketing just for your own business. You want to take it little by little, take it at your own pace. Stop comparing yourself with others. I know it's hard sometimes. It's like, "Oh, but they're doing this and I'm not doing that." And I get it. It's a lot of mindset work, but you can do this. You got this. Take it at your own step and you'll see how you'll go from not knowing where to start to like really owning it and like killing it for sure. So if you feel the need to like get some extra help on this video madness, and I have a couple of ways that I can help you. You have the Focus and Bloom podcast. I share a lot of tips and tactics and different conversations with a variety of industry experts where you can learn on, strategies that you can implement on Instagram and just video in general or YouTube as well. I have the video marketing for creators course. The course is on sale right now. You can check it out at focusandbloomstudios.com/learn video or just click the link in bio and it's going to be there. It's on sale right now. It's a really complete course where I teach you the pre-production side of video production, of creating videos. I talk to you about creating your brand, defining your brand. We talk about the different types of content that you create, and then we dive into the techie side. We dive into how you can create videos using a DSLR, using a smartphone, how to edit your videos, how to look at analytics and see what works and what's not. And it's a complete course. It's fun. It's on sale. So if you want to just get cracking into this whole video creation process, go ahead and click the link in bio or visit focusandbloomstudios.com/learn video. And if you're like, okay, I can't do another course, I need like some hand holding, I need some help, extra help, then again, click the link in bio and then book a one-on-one coaching session with me. I have individual sessions and I have an accelerator program where we really dive into what you need for your business. So it's very customized to what you need. And we can talk about video, but we can talk about other things, pricing, which is a really common topic that we discuss, building a portfolio. There's a lot of things that we can discuss during these coaching sessions because they are tailored to your specific business needs. Thanks for tuning in on another episode of the Focus and Bloom podcast. Be sure to leave us a review on iTunes so that we can continue creating more content like this. And go ahead and visit today's show notes at focusandbloomstudios.com/show notes.